Hello everyone and welcome to my Coronation Street 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Shannon Beador shares update on her status with Janssen. Shannon storms Beador is entering season 19 of The Real Housewives of Orange County with a renewed sense of self and no lingering feelings for Janssen. In a preview clip for the season's supersized premiere, airing July 10 on Bravo, Shannon opens up about her mindset for the year ahead while chatting with castmate Katie Ganella. Men are not on the list. Like, I'm having fun, she says while pointing out the location where she once met John. Reflecting on her growth since their 2022 breakup, Shannon adds in a confessional, "If I look back to where I was a year ago, I am a completely different person. I don't think about Janssen at all." She also reveals that the former couple has legally cut ties, confirming, "I did settle the lawsuit for $60,000. It was important for me to not have any ties to him anymore." Still, the Bravo veteran couldn't resist a final jab at her ex and his fiancé, Alexis Bellino, adding, "Enjoy that wedding that I'm paying for." Shannon echoed that sentiment in an interview with The Daily Dish, revealing that she's embracing the single life. "I am a relationship girl, but I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nice to be single and not have to worry about someone else," she shared. "I will honestly say, I've never been happier in my life than I have in the past couple of years, and I never thought that I'd be saying that." With future relationships, she's focused on keeping her independence. "That's something that I've learned over the relationships that didn't work," Shannon said. "I still have to have a piece of me that's still me." As for what fans can expect from the upcoming season, Shannon teased plenty of surprises. The next season of RHOC it's drama-filled, with drama that it's like, where did that drama come from, she said. "It's just very surprising, and I think it's a very unique season." Appearing on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on June 8, Shannon doubled down on the unpredictability of season 19. "There is so much drama in this season, but it's stuff that you wouldn't even script," she said, hinting at unresolved tension with former friend Tamra Judge and expressing excitement over Gretchen Rossi's return. "She's been nothing but kind to me," Shannon noted. "I think she's a great addition to the show. It's been a roller coaster few years for the Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Beador, but no ride has felt quite as turbulent or as transformative as her relationship with ex-boyfriend Janssen. After a tearful and public breakup, a DUI arrest that made headlines, and months of radio silence between the former couple, Shannon is finally ready to break her silence and offer a clear, heartfelt update about where things stand. And surprisingly, it's not the bitter fallout fans were expecting. Sitting on the patio of her newly redecorated home in Newport Beach, a place she calls her sanctuary of growth, Shannon sips on an iced tea and reflects on the man who once stood beside her at Bravo events, vacations, and even filmed scenes for RHOC with her daughters. "John was a huge part of my life for nearly 4 years," she begins, her voice steady but tinged with emotion. "I'll never be able to erase that history. But I also had to face the reality that we're not the same people we were when we started dating." Shannon admits that the breakup, especially the timing of it, was devastating. "He broke up with me just a week after we finished filming season 17. I was blindsided. I thought we were happy," she recalls. "So yeah, I spiraled. I isolated. I cried. And I definitely didn't make the best choices." That not best choice moment came months later when Shannon was arrested for DUI after crashing her car into a residential home. It was a shocking moment for her fans, and one that she says made her reevaluate every aspect of her life, including her ties to John. "I think that DUI saved me in a weird, painful way," Shannon confesses. "It forced me to slow down, to take stock of who I've become. And part of that meant asking myself, was I holding on to something that was already gone? So where does that leave her and John now? We're in a different place now. It's not romantic. It's not even really friendship," she says thoughtfully. "It's more like mutual respect from a distance. We don't talk every day. Sometimes we go weeks without a word. But when we do communicate, usually about something practical or an event we might both be attending, it's civil. It's mature. And honestly, Shannon's tone shifts slightly as she talks about the reaction she's gotten from fans and castmates who still harbor hope for a reunion. People love a redemption arc, she says, half smiling. They think we're going to run into each other at the Quiet Woman, sparks will fly, and we'll ride off into the sunset. But life's more complicated than that. And while she doesn't rule out future love in general, Shannon is clear that her focus is currently inward. I'm dating myself, she says with a laugh. It sounds cheesy, I know, but I've been in back-to-back relationships for most of my adult life. It's time for me to enjoy my own company. I go to therapy, I take long walks, I journal. I even joined a pottery class. Still, John isn't completely erased from her story. Shannon admits that certain songs, smells, and even restaurants still remind her of their time together. I don't think you ever fully get over someone you loved. You just make peace with the version of you that loved them. Asked if she feels any bitterness or resentment toward John, Shannon shakes her head. I've let that go. I had to. Carrying that resentment was like holding onto a hot coal. It was only burning me. Instead, Shannon says she chooses to look at the relationship as a chapter that shaped her. John taught me a lot about patience, about communication, and honestly about my own insecurities. That's a gift, even if it came wrapped in heartbreak. She also reveals that watching herself back on RHOC was a wake-up call. Seeing myself on screen during that time, I didn't recognize that woman. I was anxious, reactive, and desperately trying to hold something together that was already unraveling. I've done a lot of work to find my center again. That work, she says, includes healing old wounds from her previous divorce, reconnecting with her daughters on a deeper level, and being more mindful of her drinking. Sobriety is something I'm actively exploring, she says. I'm not completely there, but I'm trying to be more conscious. Because the truth is, numbing the pain doesn't erase it. It just delays it. As for whether she'd be open to seeing John in a romantic light again someday, Shannon takes a long pause. I think some doors need to stay closed, not because of anger, but because you've outgrown the room behind them. Fans may still whisper and speculate, especially if John makes another cameo on the show, but Shannon insists that her story now is about self-reclamation, not reconciliation. I've learned that closure doesn't always come in a tidy bow, she says. Sometimes it comes in the form of silence, space, and a quiet understanding that love isn't always meant to last forever. In a world where housewives often chase fairy tale endings, Shannon Beador is choosing something far more powerful: authenticity. I'm not trying to be the perfect ex, the perfect mother, or the perfect cast member, she says. I'm just trying to be the healthiest version of myself, and that starts with letting go of what no longer serves me, even if I once thought it was everything. With the Newport breeze in her hair and the sunlight flickering off her drink, Shannon looks calm. Perhaps for the first time in years. She smiles, not at the memory of John, but at the horizon ahead. Because this time, the story isn't about who she's with.